Hello, everyone. Hold on, I've got something playing on in the background at the same time. I just shut it off. Hello, everybody. I run the YouTube channel at the same time, and sometimes it comes on with the volume. Um, Thank you, everybody, for being here. Obviously, I don't know about everyone out there in TV land, but I am stoked. I am so happy with the company and what's going on. A couple things a couple issues I wanted to say. Yesterday we did Shine the Light with Marty and Chris, and it was spectacular.
And Robin.
Yeah, and Robin. Yeah, I'm sorry, Robin. Oh man, Robin's gonna kick my butt. What would it be? Marty, Chris, and Robin, and it was spectacular. It was long, but I put it out there, and we're going to cut back the time from now on because I want everybody to say what they feel, and I don't want to limit them. But when you have so many people, you know, it was beautiful. I heard from people that never really said what they had to say like they did yesterday, and I really appreciate it. And I gave links to everybody. I would keep that if you're on there for down the road because I think it's a big deal. A lot of you here that you haven't had the spotlight on you yet. I want it on you when you can, and you know who you are. If you can speak English, I don't care what country you're from. That means absolutely nothing to me. Onpassive made it. There is no country. I don't care what religion. I don't care what color you are. If you're ugly, tall, fat, skinny, freckle faced, whatever. Okay, I don't care. Uh, the heart of this company is what matters, and the people. And I see it more and more every time we do that. Now, by the way, the one that we had a problem with technically on Restream last week, which was Bangladesh, we're having theirs today at noon. But you're not going to see it right away because what we do is we do it live. We do it live on OConnect conference. No attendees. Because you can set up that way, you can talk to people, find out who's going to go, you organize it. Then after you organize it, I click record and boom, off to the races. Then I'll put that on YouTube for everyone to see and everyone to share. But definitely a shout out to everybody that was on. You were amazing. Myra, you blew me away. I just saw your name go by. No, I'm not kidding. Quan, you ain't no Snoop Dogg, okay? You Quan, all right? You Quan. You know what I know. You're laughing right now, but seriously, it's the best thing. I'm telling you, it's almost like I'm cheating. I believe in shining a light on others, and Chris does too. But the reflection we get back, I think it's brighter. So it's a win-win. And Kylie, you're coming on. You can run, but you can't hide. Fitmata, you've been here from the beginning. We're going to find you. You can run. Lister, you're amazing. Amazing. All of you. I'm not kidding you. Blew me away. Dave Switzer. Yeah, you heard me. Be ready. Anyway, so that's what we're doing, and I'll post that later. Actually, I'm leaving here at 10:30 because we got to be quick. I got to go to Engineer Shashante's webinar. I'm going there with Mike Ellis and my other brother from another mother, Collins Manna. You find the link, go there, boom. I need to get in and get out by 12 noon because I got to do the webinar with Bangladesh. Here's something else I want to point out, very important. And listen, share this. So the more people that know. I don't want to keep saying this over and over and over. A lot of people come up to me every time there's a post. Marty, did you see the post from here? Did you see the post from there? What if you see a post with Onpassive on it, Media, Onpassive, it doesn't matter. If it's not posted in the back office of OES and did not come from Ash's mouth in a webinar, whether it was 360 or a webinar, a corporate webinar, it's not concerning us. As much as I know people look at it and they read into it about, oh, that's going to change my, no, It's not. Maybe down the road indirectly, but really it's nothing to do with us, okay? So don't get your panties in a bunch. I couldn't think of anything else to say. Really, please, because I hear about it every time one comes up. I've seen it. Listen, I'm going to give everybody a heads up. I'm online from 6 o'clock in the morning until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, off and on. If you've seen it, good chance I saw it. The reason I'm not bringing it up because I don't think it matters. It's a good thing. It's a good vibe. It's good information. It's nice to read, but it's not for us directly. So don't read into it any more than it is. Um, Chris is going to touch on some of this stuff because we organize before we come on. But the payment processor is not there right now. Why? It was a test. They looked at, they got what they wanted out of it, and they took it off. I personally am not surprised. Why? Because I believe the money needs to be there and everything at one time, but they have to put it in to see how it works. Chris will go over that. The thing with filling your information in the profile, Chris will go over that. Okay, but whatever's going on, and I mean this, you're not going to be left behind. If there's an issue, whatever you come up to and go, oh my God, I can't do this, and everybody else can. No, good chance if you can't do it, there's a little thing. It happens with everybody. It's not a problem. He didn't put, if you don't see a time on it, hey, you got to fill this out in 48 hours. Nobody's getting that. We never get that. It's a process. We move slowly. In fact, Shashante's here now. Shashante, I'll be with you in a little while. If we move forward together, it's better to be slow and right than fast and wrong. Fast, you go do it, you click a button, and you just put an address in that you don't even freaking live at. So slow down. This has happened since Onpassive's been going. Everybody's afraid to be left behind. If you're coming to lives and you support each other and you're doing all these special things, and as I find out from Shine the Light, most of you are way above anything I can do. You're part of this company as much as anybody else. We are trying to knock down the peer. I don't like peer. The only person we have to follow is Ashmi Farah. Yes, I'm here and I want to, myself and Chris are here because we want to inspire you to think and believe. Do I believe? You know I do, or I wouldn't be here. I've been doing this 5.5 years, 7 days a week for the last 2 years, or 2.5 years. And no, I don't know what number it is, and I don't know how many months or hours. I don't care. But the point is, been doing this a long time because I care and I believe. I believe. Do I believe I have a pretty good sight of what's going on? Absolutely. I doubt very much if anybody's any better. But you know how you get really clear? Keep updated, keep plugged in, and you'll see the pieces falling in place, and you can start to visualize what this picture is. On a 10,000 piece puzzle, we might have 5,000 pieces missing, but you can look at it and go, whoa, this is a masterpiece. Onpassive is a masterpiece. And the painter is Ashmi Farah, okay? We just need to be supportive. We need to be there. He's letting us be with him while he paints this picture, this beautiful portrait of Onpassive. So let's give him that. Keep what works the most. I don't care how you do it, but praying to God to guide him and help him and shield him to go the right direction. Because remember, if anybody, I don't care who it is, any tech guy, any engineer, I don't care, whatever. If you can get 90% of what he has in his mind that he wants this company to be, we will be the largest company in the world. That's what he wants. He's not worried about size. He's worried about impact. And we're going to make an impact. And he knows where the wind beneath his wings. He knows it. Was there some bad apples? Yes, of course. A million accounts. You don't think there's bad apples? Yes, but I don't need to hang around them. You know what happens if you're in a basket with a bad apple? You get bruised and start going bad too. Don't be there. Don't hang. Look, life is a vapor. Life is but a vapor. It's here for a little while and it vanishes away. That's what the Bible says. Now, when I was 25, I thought, freak, I got a whole lifetime. What the freak? 2 weeks later, I'm 64. Now, I know that's not the real case, but it feels like it. It feels like not too long ago, I was in my 20s and 30s. That was a whole lifetime ago. So we need to cherish the time. We need to spend it with people that believe what we believe and be positive. We're not here to convince anybody. I don't want to convince anybody. I don't want anybody convincing me. I'm 64 years old. I'm smart enough to know where I want to be, what I'm doing. I love it. And I'm so glad that you came in here with your heart, because it's a lot easier to be an Onpassive if you believe it from inside. I'm going to turn it over to Chris. And, I did good. I'm going to turn it over to Chris. I looked at the time. I was blown.
I was watching the time like, all right, that's good. That's okay. When you get going, I like it.
Give it to Chris, and I'm done for right now. Go ahead, Chris.
Thanks, Marty. Great words. Good morning, brother. Wow. I got 3 huge shout outs I want to do today before I get into the other stuff from both of us.
Yeah, from both of us, baby. Go, Chris.
I want to thank with all my heart Mr. Gershmaner, Dylan, who listened to what I said, and he put in the update section in Hindi. And Gershmaner, you don't realize how much that just helped us. I have a lot of people from India that talk to me. They use translators. It doesn't always come out right. So, Gershmaner, I appreciate what you did. I love you for it. And please continue to do that because it helps everyone. We want everyone to be properly communicated with. The second one is my brother, Kevin Mountain Man Rutledge, Kevin Rutledge, and his beautiful girlfriend, Pam, who we put through hell the last few days making these posters. And we appreciate you, brother, for all you're doing. I know Marty sent me some information about the poster size, and then he got it. That'll help you out. But Kevin, with all my heart. And Pam,
yeah, no doubt. And Kevin, we messed with you so bad the last couple of days. I think I'd throw in another ringer of the size. Will fit better. Anyway, I wrote him in the letter. He's an amazing guy. Amazing guy. Okay, go ahead, Chris.
And the third, it's okay. And the third person I really want to give a shout out to, someone that works behind the scenes, literally with 30,000 people a day. She is amazing. She's knowledgeable. She answers questions for people in Onpassive Nation. I want to do a huge shout out, and I'd appreciate if you all would text all 3 of these individuals. I haven't said her name yet. A thank you for what they do. Tanya Onpassive, because her last name is impossible for me to say, but we call her Tanya Onpassive from the bottom of our hearts. We love you, Tanya. You make our job easier.
Let me add to that. I got to add to that because myself, Mike, and Dan created Onpassive Nation group. It got big, real big. It's almost 30,000 people. She runs it. I bet people say, well, I got booted, I got this, I got that. Then you must have did something wrong because Tanya runs it perfectly. Tanya's on here now. I want you to blow Tanya up. I want you to send her messages of how great she is because I'll tell you what, I go through the group, I see the questions, and I see who answered it, and I leave. Why? Because she's one of the most knowledgeable people in the whole company. No joke. No joke. She is amazing. So when you go and you call me and say, you got to get me back, I have to negotiate with Tanya. If she says no and tells me what happened, it's no. You don't do links. She warns you.
She's the boss. She's the boss in Onpassive Nation.
I mean, you look and say, Marty's the boss. No. There's a lot of bosses out here, and it's not me. Tanya is as far as Onpassive Nation, and keep that in mind. Anyway, Go, Chris. I'm sorry. I had to add to that.
Hey, you like to talk. That's you're showing some shining on light on people. But myself, Marty, we appreciate all three of you. But Tanya, you really do a great job. And I'm going to tell you, anyone that wants to mess with Tanya, you don't have a big enough boat or gun to go after her because she handles it properly. People will say she's saying the right information. Like I just said, Tanya is the boss in Onpassive Nation. She doesn't even ask questions anymore because she knows. She goes right at it. So go keep doing what you're doing, Tanya, Kevin, and I almost said Niraj. I love Niraj too. And Gershmender. Let's communicate with everyone. So that's awesome. I do want to touch on many questions I get literally about the billing information. People they think they're confused. Let me say this first. No matter how confused you are, you're not going to be left behind. Okay. And I do want to touch on one point. Ash knows all this stuff I'm about to tell you. Okay. He already knows this stuff. We understand that there's some cities or that you don't live in. That's all going to be added. Don't worry. In the future, you'll be able to change all that. Okay. In the future, when KYC comes into play, I'm sure we're going to change a lot of things. But don't fret about it. Don't worry. It's all going to be done listen, whatever you think Ash doesn't know, he knows. He's got a bunch of us saying, hey, do you know about this? Yeah, we know, we got it. And you just got to give him a little time. The recordings and stuff like that, he watches many of them. He understands what's going on. But basically, we want to let you know that it's all being handled. He knows about it. Some things he can't just fix like that. He's got to communicate with his team, and they have to understand it. He has to understand it, and then it comes to place. Perfect example is Connect. How when we started off, each day it got better and better and better, and I absolutely love it now. We understand also that he's restructuring a lot of things. If you see this shirt, this is with a Seta, I believe, and her group gave it to me. I love it. Back then, I couldn't fit into it. I'm losing weight, and it's got I don't know if you can see the back. Ouch. It's got beautiful stuff. I've been waiting to wear this shirt for a long time.
That thing at the bottom was Chris's crack.
I didn't know.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
That's right. Now you've seen all of me. It's okay. But we just want to get on here and appreciate people that are doing things and people that aren't doing things, because we want you to understand how important each individual, and both of us keep saying this. We want to shine the light on others. When you come on to shine the light, now we had way too many people yesterday. It took a long time. So, and it takes Marty 3 to 4 hours to try to get this all done. So we are cutting back. We're going to try to go back to just 8 people. That means we got to do a lot more shows. That means that's a lot more time spent. We're going to do it. Now, I have many people through all my social media saying, Chris, I'd love to do it. I want to say this again. Remind me on Sunday, and I'm going to start making a list because a lot of people want to do it at different times. So I got to figure out who wants to go on at 12, who wants to go on at 6, and it'll all work out. But I'm going to say this again. Because people want to talk, and that's great. We're going to start putting like a timer, and you only can see the timer and Connect. None of us can. And you'll have an idea. Now, we want you to say what you want to say. We want to hear about you. We know about Onpassive, but we want to hear your story. Sharon Whedon, she got on yesterday, and she told her story, and I loved it. Myra Aquino, boom, was on fire. Quam, all these people, everyone that spoke yesterday was on fire. And they're telling us about them. We know what Onpassive is about, but we just want to shine the light on your history, what you're doing, how you feel, and that turned out awesome. So today, again, 12 o'clock Bangladesh. It's recorded. Once it's done, Marty's got to do a bunch of stuff to get it out there, and then we'll shine. I think he's going to do it Bangladesh time, maybe midnight. You're going to put it out, and it'll be on the YouTubes, and you can go watch it. So, and I'll say again, if you're on that show, you can always take the YouTube and cut out what you want yourself, and you have it for life. You can shine that message from you to your individuals that you want to show to. But that's what we want to do. We're on here every day. Every day. Oh, there's Marty and Chris again. And this is why we're doing it. for 6 months, I said, man, I'd like to see some different people. And I tell you what, on Bangladesh today, I love being the host. Ava promised me this. I'm going to bring people you've never seen before. And she sent me the names. I think one I know. This is great. It's going to be a little harder for me to host today because I like to know people's history, but I'm about to see brand new people that's been in Onpassive for a long time. I've never got to see because maybe they didn't have the opportunity. We want to give everyone the opportunity to talk about themselves, who they are, where they're from. Always mention where you're from. We want people to know exactly where you're from. And it's an important thing. So I'm excited about that. Everything is in place. No one's going to be left behind. Don't worry about if you made a mistake. But I almost forgot. Big question. The biggest question I've got, 2 questions. Well, Chris, I rent where I live. It's where you live. It has nothing to do with your bank information. It says, everyone, if you go on there, it'll say you live at Main Street. You hit edit. You put your residence. Me, I put my house, my zip code. It's real simple. And also go up to, I noticed that your nationality on the top one, if you look at it, change it to what you are. I put USA. Okay. Little things that maybe as I was doing mine, I noticed. So I went back and changed them all. But it's where you live. It has really nothing to do with your banking information. A lot of people see that. It would say on there, put your bank information here, which is never done. I don't think I ever will, but it's where you live. I don't care if you rent, you own. That's what you put down there, just to clarify that. And I think actually Gershmender, because I don't speak Hindi, he probably wrote that in there because they have a lot of questions on that. So real quick now, happy birthday, who's got a birthday. Thank you for all the prayers for everyone. I think every one of us has something going in our lives, including Ash Mafara. Please pray for them and their family. Marty's family, my family, your family. I start my day with a ritual. Marty will call me. I'm saying my prayers. I can't talk to you. I'm praying for all of us. My personal family, I consider you all my personal family. Whatever you're going through, whether it's struggling financially, but we're praying for you. I believe it works. God has answered my prayers my whole life. And he doesn't always say yes. He says no a lot of times, and that's okay for me because I know he's listening. So keep that positive. No one's going to be left behind. Ash Mafar is working diligently on everything that's going on, and everything's happening, but you're not going to be left behind. Don't worry if you make a boo-boo. And again, I'm going to reiterate what Marty said. There's a lot of people on Facebook. There's a lot of people making posts on Facebook. It's not necessarily Onpassive. Stick to what you know. If it's not in that back office, if it's not coming from myself, Marty, Red, Julie, Michael, all these people that get out and talk every day, it's probably not true. New pop-up said it all today. Listen, if you remember the last time he was on 360, which was a week and a half ago, he said this: when we start this, we have to do tests. He said this: if the testing ain't work, we got to shut it down and we got to look to see what's happening. That's exactly what that pop-up means today. Don't think anything else but that, because he told us this, and I want you to remember that. He does tests because he wants it done right. Remember that. He wants it done right. He doesn't want things to go wrong. So he's doing tests, say, well, that's not working. We got to change that. So boom, you've seen the pop-up. Listen to what the pop-up says. Don't get scared. Don't get worried. Everything is moving forward as planned. And we're going to blow this world up with goodness, love, happiness, help, education. That's Onpassive. Marty DeGarmo, I was quicker than you. Back to you, brother.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were. Special shout out again to Robin. She is the voice, and she's the closer. Very intelligent woman. So glad I met her. She is one of my sisters from another mister. Met her totally by accident. She can help anybody. She's very good with the reason she is such a big help to me and more like a sister. One of the main reasons is when you bring her to a webinar, I don't care where you go, whether it's Bangladesh or whatever, she knows the culture better than anybody I know, except for the people that live there because of all her traveling. So yeah, she's amazing to have. I never want to leave her out. She's if I'm here and Chris is here, she's always invited, always, and definitely I want her on webinars with us because she adds adds a lot of value. My opinion. For me, I love being with people that make me think. It means a lot to me when we go in and I hear stuff. That's why a webinar where there's more of a discussion than a me being a teacher. I don't want that. I don't want to be an instructor. I want to be a guide where we can talk to each other. If I know something, I'll tell you, but I listen too. I may not answer right away, but like, if I think about it, oh, that's a good idea. Anyway, I'm going to let you all go. As Engineer Shashante just said below, Marty Garmo Collins and Mike Ellis will be on 11 o'clock. Global. That's on Passivarians. Link is in the back office. All are cordially invited. Very good English, buddy. All right. Anyway, we'll see you. Go ahead. You got something else?
Engineer Shante, remember, I got to have DeGarmo by at least 11:45 because we got to do the Your Country Bangladesh, shine the light on others. So if I call you and I said, I need Marty right now, remember, 11:45, give him that 11:45.
I'm getting out of there. Yeah, I have no choice. So I hope it's organized. We'll be okay. All right. Anyway, goodbye, everybody. Chris, say goodbye.
Goodbye, Chris.
Goodbye, Marty. Chris, you want to get up? Oh, by the way, that easy, you know, it's illegal.
What? What's illegal?
Hiding all that crack.
I got arrested.
Oh yeah, you've got 30 years going to prison with that. Anyway, I'm going to quit before I get in trouble. Anyway, I'll see you all.